My name is Tasha Taylor. I'm from Sykeston, Missouri.
Okay, what brings you here, Miss Taylor?
New beginnings. Trying to
Okay.
start over. Try something different. Meet new people.
And what did you leave behind in Sykeston?
Family. Or relatives.
How was it growing up in Sykeston?
Small town. A lot of farmers. Mostly white people. The blacks don't have a lot of advantages like the whites. The whites got, shall I say, all the money down there.
So how long did you stay in Sykeston before you decided to leave? And what was the situation that made you want to leave?
Got tired. I outgrew the area. I felt like I've done everything I needed to do there, and been through everything I needed to go through there. And then I lost my dad and his mom, and that was my two favorite people. Excuse me.
How was it growing up in Sykeston as far as what kind of household did you come from? Did you come from a two-parent?
Yeah, two-parent household.
How was that? Like, how were you raised?
My dad invested more time with me than my mom, and he worked all the time. I know that's crazy, but my mom was spoiled. So all she had to do was basically wake up because she never had to work. My dad took care of her.
So what kind of situation did you come? How many siblings?
I have two sisters and one brother.
Okay. Where do you fall at in the order of your sisters and
I'm the
brothers?
second oldest.
What's your relationship like with them?
My little sister, me and her have a closer bond. Well, now, since I grew, me and my oldest sister have a closer bond than me and my little sister. Because it's like I was closer to her, but she wasn't close to me.
And what kind of dad did you have?
Oh, I had the best dad you could ask for.
Tell us about your dad, man.
He was very supportive. Even if you do wrong, he gonna tell you like it is, but he's still gonna push with you. He gonna stand behind you. Whatever you need help with, he gonna do it no matter what it is. Even if it's getting him in trouble, he gonna do it. He not like words. It's not even a word to explain how great my father was.
What morals and ethics did your dad instill in you?
Be respectful. Keep your word.
Mm-hmm.
Your word is your bond. Let me see. Oh, don't lie. My dad never went to jail.
What did he do for a living?
He worked at the aluminum plant.
Okay. How long was he there?
20 years.
So, what kind of jobs did you have growing up?
Home care. Mainly did home care for like 20 years, and then I discovered my gift, which is cooking. Cause I got tired of doing home care, cause it was just a lot of crazy stuff going on. But anyway, I made more money doing working from home than any job that I had.
What schools did you attend?
New Madrid High School.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
What did you do? What was the plans after graduation?
I got pregnant my senior year.
How did your family respond to that?
I guess it was better than what my older sibling did because she got pregnant in her 8th grade.
So was it a high school sweetheart type of situation that you got pregnant with, or what was the situation?
Somebody I was watching that was in high school before me. Yeah.
So
football star.
So you get pregnant, then what?
I was so sick. I should have been a model, as everybody said, but I got pregnant, and you know how they go. Back then, it wasn't no. You had to be skinny to be a model. Now they all sizes.
What was the plans after high school before you were pregnant?
I really didn't have I was gonna join the army, but I was so sick, and I didn't pass the test because I couldn't concentrate.
Okay, so you get pregnant. Do you and the guy get together, or?
No, he had a girlfriend, and he denied my daughter. He started coming into her like 5 years later.
How many children did you end up having?
Another one by him again.
And how's his relationship with
He just got involved with both of them now. He's there all the way.
So they have a relationship with their dad
Yes.
like you had one with yours.
Yep, that's
How do
right.
you feel about that?
I prayed for this, so I'm grateful.
So what caused you to actually leave Sykeston? And where did you end up at first when you left? Where was your first stop?
St. Louis.
How was your experience in St. Louis?
I didn't want to be over there after what happened. The lady claiming that the house was going to be available when I got there. And then to tell me when I made it there that her husband sold it from prison.
Did you sign any paperwork?
I didn't.
Okay.
I had knew the girl, so I went out for word.
So you know from here on out, paperwork and have somebody to look over it to see what's with the paperwork, because we don't understand paperwork. We don't understand the analogies and rhetoric that goes along with the paperwork, the technicalities. You need somebody to explain that to protect you so that doesn't happen again.
Right.
Okay, and when did you leave St. Louis?
Probably about a month later. I stayed at a hotel. I had been going to the hotel so much. The manager, I told him what happened, and he let me stay there off my word.
Wow.
For like a month or two.
Wow. So that's...
He was so hurt.
So that's somebody who actually helped you.
Yes.
Okay, then after the month was over with the hotel, then...
I met one of the employees that he hired, and she invited me to her house, but that didn't work out long.
What happened with that?
She wanted to use one of my vehicles, and I told her no. And she told me to get out, and I told her okay.
Then what?
So then I left. And I was just out getting the rooms again.
How do you pay for the rooms?
I was getting unemployment every week when COVID hit.
So how do you pay for stuff now? Like, since the COVID relief funds are depleted, what's
I get general assistance from the aid office.
is that enough to survive on?
No. I'm used to making $1,000 a day cooking.
So when are we going to get back into cooking?
As soon as I get stable and have a good sanitized kitchen to use, even if it be from home or a building or a truck.
What's the plan to get stable?
Right now, I'm looking for a good house, one that's worth paying for.
How easy is it to
That's
find
gonna
it?
take time, and it's hard over in this area.
What have you experienced in this area that's been some obstacles for you?
Be careful who you rent from, because I went through the same thing over here.
What was the situation? Can you give us a situation? What happened?
I paid them to move into a house that was supposed to be ready, and it looked horrible.
Again, was it any paperwork?
Yes, at least.
Okay, from now on, before you sign anything, have somebody to look over the paperwork to make sure you're protected. What happened with this situation with the lease and the rental agreement? What happened?
A lot of work needed to be done to the house, and they didn't do it, so I left. It was holes in the ceiling. Started raining in the bathroom.
How long did you stay there?
About a year. It got worse.
Okay, so then what?
Back to the hotels, sleeping in cars.
When do we get to a point where we tired of our situation and we want better? And it's like, you know, you have to do something that you've never done to achieve something that you've never had. And it's like, it sounds like your family and your love is back in Sykeston, but you don't want to go. And for whatever reason you don't want to go, it's your situation. But when do we say, you know what, I'm tired of this and I need to go back where people love me, where people care about me, where people at least look after me and make sure I'm okay and not take advantage of me every 5 minutes?
They kind of done it down there too.
But did they do it to the extent that they doing it here? See, sometimes you have to play devil's advocate with yourself and pick two of the lesser evils, because it's going to be bad everywhere you go, but as bad or worse is up to you. So which one would you say is more of a gamble, being here or being there?
Being here.
So when do we say, you know what, I only need to go back for a little while to get myself together, and then I can venture off and do my
Yeah,
own
I thought
thing?
about doing that.
So what's stopping you? Because I see people out here all the time, and it's like, what's stopping you from going back to your family who care about you? Now, and I don't know what the situation is. I don't know if it's habits or substances that keep you out here, but it's like, what's keeping you from going back to people who care about you, at least where you'll have a place to stay and where you can figure it out from day to day?
That's true.
Because being out here is not the move. If you don't have to be, why would you? Because every day that goes past is a day that was missed on a blessing that you could have had if you were in the right position, or if you were even in the attempt of positioning yourself the right way. And that's just my opinion. So how long can you last out here until you say, you know what, I need to go back home? I need to be with my family, because your family is home, your daughter's home, you know, you got grandbaby on the way. So when do we snap out of it and say, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm ready to go back? When? Only you can answer that.
I don't know when.
What are you holding on to
Okay,
here?
it's like I don't want to go back, and cause like I like to finish what I started, cause I got goals that I set that I want to reach here.
What are the goals?
My cooking business.
Okay, but
It's more people here.
it's more people here, but here's a suggestion. Couldn't you go back there and get started and then bring it here? I'm just saying.
I started there already.
Okay, but what stopped you from being there once you started?
I had to stop because my dad was sick, dying from brain cancer.
Okay, but now dad is gone, correct?
Right.
So what's stopping you now?
So you think I need to go back, start there again, and then
I think you need to go where you're safe, because if you're constantly worried about your safety, how can you proceed forward with a plan? You're not safe out here. You're not safe. These streets are not friendly, and they don't take prisoners. So if you think you can do your plan and do this and do that on these streets, how long have you been out here so far?
I know over a year.
See how much time? If you went back there, how long do you think it would take you to get established? And the fact that you go back, the people might want to support you even more because they know what you've been through. And they'll want to see you get on your feet. They'll want to see you in a better situation. Because right here, it's not going to happen. And I'm not saying anything is impossible, but I'm just saying, from what you're going through, do you see it happening in 2 weeks, a month, 2 months? How long do you see it happening? Or even beginning to act like it's going to happen? Those are questions that you have to ask yourself.
Right.
And for the most part, I'm just trying to give you some different perspectives on what I see. I don't know everything. I'm not perfect, but for the most part, you need to go back home. It's not safe out here. You need to go back with some love and some safety. And we're gonna get mistreated everywhere we go, because there's always gonna be those types of people. But the mistreatment out here can prevent you from seeing your kids and your grandchildren again. At least there, the mistreatment is not as harmful.
Right.
So you gotta understand that. And if you want to be with your kids and grandkids, you gotta make some decisions. So in closing, if there's anything you want to say to anybody, you can say it.
The safest place to be is in the will of God. That's the only safe place it really is, because everywhere is bad. The devil everywhere.
Appreciate
And
you.
God is too.
Appreciate you for sitting with us. Thank you.